Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BEamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a map called Mount DirtShark. And right from the start, all I'm going to do is back this up. That's it, we're going to back it up because we got a ramp right here. We're going to drop this thing off the ramp and we should get some good damage from that basically 10 seconds into loading the map. So yeah, truck ruined, but it got one more fall left before it is totally stable. And then we're going to try to flip this thing upright so we can at least take a look at the damage. Yup. That thing got crushed really good, so let's bring this thing back up. And then we're going to drive forward this time instead of backwards, which puts us on a normal road. We'll be driving on this normal road for a little bit until we get to some more jumps, and probably when we get to those jumps, I'll go ahead and swap this vehicle out for something else. We have this kind of awkward corner right here where you got to hug the left side real tight to get to the jumps, because if you go to the right, well, there's no jumps down there, and I promised jumps. And well, here they are, although I'm not at a good angle for them, so we kind of got to loop around to really get as much speed as possible. So we're going to do just that, but once we get to the end right here, we're going to swap out the car, because I said I would, and we still will. Like right here, you could try to maintain speed through that, or you could just go on top of it, because that's more fun for me. That was actually a perfect landing. So let's go ahead and swap this out for a Hirochi Sunburst, and we're going to get one that has some extra ground clearance and a durable suspension, so we're going to go with the rally version. And then we gotta somehow get down this hill. So I think go a little bit slow at the start and then floor it. And slide a little bit. That's fine. Just let it slide, control the slide, and away we go. So we're actually kind of jumping over the jump. See what I mean right there? It looks like there's a jump, but we just fly right over it. We're gonna try to land right on this ramp. That's not exactly how that was supposed to work, but boy was it close. And then we're going to go and do that again, but this time we're going to hit the secondary ramp. Like, I think both methods are a legitimate means of getting to the bottom. They just accomplish it in different ways. So we're going to go fast and then brakes, barely braking enough. Come on, don't die on me. All right, we're good. Because we're going to go slow right here so we can get on this and then accelerate a little bit. Come on. And then splat into the building and a nice spin on that. And up under the roof of a building to finish things off. That's kind of an interesting finish. And there's a quick look at the car before we reset it and go for yet another jump. This time we're going to go down the left side of the road. That one just has a simple ramp at the end. And we're going to go as fast as we possibly can, which means we're probably going to overshoot most of the interesting things, but we could do it again a little bit slower if that is the case. And it is way overshooting everything there. We're going to have a nice strong impact into the ground and then the water. Taking a look at the damage, and then we'll go ahead and reset this car. So what we need to do here is go really slow at that jump so we can hopefully slam into the barn that's just sitting there, it looks like. At least I thought it was a barn. I was flying so fast I could barely tell. So we'll hit the jump at maybe 60, 50 miles per hour. Somewhere in that range should be pretty good for just smacking into that building. And it was not a barn, it's just a regular building. And at the end, we drove super smoothly on the roof and then bashed the car into the ground. You know, I'm thinking we should get a car without a roll cage so we get even more damage. So let's go ahead and bring this thing back up to the top, and then we're going to swap it. So how about a Legrand Sport V6? So it'll be a little fast. I mean, it's a Bruckle Legrand. It's a car that was never intended to be sporty really in any way, but they just happened to make a sport model because they had the platform or something. At least that's the way I look at it. So we're going to go at this thing, and we're going to slow it up a little bit and go to the jump on the right side. And this one we should actually have some interesting things happening because we get to bounce off the roof of there and keep driving. Keep driving. All right. We're going to get down this thing. Oh, wheel axle broken, so we ain't driving no more after that. Come on, fall off the side. Don't just sit there. Don't sit there, fall. There we go. I knew it would eventually. You just had to yell at it enough because it can't hear you. And then into the other building. That was actually a pretty cool crash. Just the way it landed right into there. It was beautiful. And then we get the car back up to here, and we're going to do my favorite jump. So on this one, we go on the right side of the building, and then we're going to go up a ramp onto the roof of the building. So we do need a little bit of speed to get up there. Hopefully this is enough room to get up that thing. All right. And then we're just going to go as fast as we can to that jump and let it fly. So it looks like you're going to be going about 50, 60 miles per hour with this car, which should be a decent speed to have some fun with it. We're going to just clip right there. And I like it when you get that first impact and then the second one. So that was actually pretty much the perfect speed. Any faster and we would have missed that first one and just went straight to the bottom. And obviously, no chance of this thing driving. I'll try to get it upright real quickly so you guys could actually see what it looks like. And it's flat. I mean, from this angle, well, if there wasn't all the dirt, you could almost look like it was a bolide because of how flat it is. I don't know what it's doing to the dirt, though, to just kick up so much dirt. Like, if we hold it upright, it looks like the dirt will eventually stop. But then it touches the dirt and it just digs in there. Anyways, bring this thing back up. And then we'll go ahead and do my favorite jump one more time. So this time we're going to use the BEamNG.drive race version because that should be a fun car if we can actually get it into position, because it's not exactly the easiest thing to do going down this hill and then up that ramp with this car because it has so little ground clearance. The hard part is actually especially the ramp. So we're going to swing this thing all the way around out here to make sure we got lots of speed as we come at this, and we're going to go straight on at it. And that works. We got it up there. That's all that matters. You got it up there. And it looks like we got to get right on the gas the second we spawn this thing up. Otherwise, it's just going to roll off the edge. So there we go. And we'll go ahead and try to loop around the building to go as fast as possible. Although, don't want to be going much faster than about 70. Otherwise, you missed the first crash. So 65 looks pretty good, coming at a cool looking angle. So we're going to hit that building. Nice. And then we got the spiraling fireball, which will hit the ground into the buildings. All right. Perfect. And then we'll get this thing off the trees and onto some regular ground. Then we got to swerve through some buildings because I want to get to the end of the road, which is really close to right here. It's just right around the corner. There's the end of the road. And then we start here and we're going to drive the whole road. Not really necessary for me to do that, except for the fact that I wanted to be able to drive through this part because this looks really cool. The road goes through the building and it's like a super smooth transition through it like that where you don't really have to slow down at all unless you wanted to kind of admire it like I was doing right there. Now, there's also a ramp right there which will put you on top of the roof of that building. We could try to do that, but I don't know if we have enough power with this car. It's not exactly the fastest of cars here, so let's see. Getting a little bit of speed. Oh, that's no problem. Nice and smooth, and then into the wall, basically. And then onto the ground again, upside down, of course. Get it right side up, and then we'll continue along. Don't spin out on me. I see you just trying to spin. No, stay straight and true. As it's even sliding harder. That was a controlled drift. It was all part of the plan. Yeah, that's what WhyBeAre is going to tell you, even though it's not true at all. The plan was to drive without drifting. The drifting just sort of happens all the time because I have poor throttle control where I'm like, floor it! We're starting to go sideways. Keep flooring it! That surely won't be a bad idea. And then before you know it, I spun out. So stay straight. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Slow it up just a tad right there. Because we got some bumps here, and I don't like messing with bumps, you know? It's just let the bumps happen at slow speed so I got a functional car at the end of this. And we can kind of cut around this last section, but we're going to do it anyways. Even though this is a rough section apparently because my car is bouncing hard. We got to finish it. Full speed ahead. Let it roll if it has to roll. It didn't. Wait, yes it did. I knew it was going to happen. That's why I did it though. I mean, hey, what's the point of a roll cage if you can't go for a roll every now and then, you know? That's the point. So over here we have some crash testing stuff. We'll go ahead and try those out, but I will get a fresh car for that. Instead of just getting a fresh Miramar, let's go with a fresh Barstow. We'll go a little bit fast with this one. We'll get the Night Snake, which has no traction. Look at this. Just skid, 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 and a little bit of traction. Nope, nope. I shouldn't be flooring it. In third gear, you got wheel spin. That's hilarious. So with this one, we go up the loop and then land on our wheels, basically. And you would think almost that could be drivable, but the drive shaft broke, so not going to move. And this time, I'll try to have a little bit of throttle control instead of just flooring it. So we'll go nice and slow, gradually increasing the throttle. When you see it kick out a little bit, you let up. Like that. There we go. That's pretty good. And then we're going to go ahead and try to do this loop, which is really hard to see. And oh, not the smoothest of loops. You can tell it's made of a bunch of blocks, and sometimes you just get caught on that and your car will break and catch on fire. But we did pretty good there overall, so we'll go ahead and go to the next thing, which is just a giant jump. And again, gradually on the throttle, WhyBeAre. Gradual. And then floor it right there. And we're going to fly into the mountain, so it should be an interesting looking crash with that. Come on, can it get upright? That doesn't matter. Drive shaft broke. We could at least look at the car a little bit from under it like that, and that thing's pretty beat up. Yup. And then we also have a stair suspension test way off to the right, but this is not the vehicle to use for something like that, so I'm just real quickly swap it out for the Fire Chief version of the Roamer, because this thing has a more off-road focused suspension setup that probably will be able to climb that. It's not like a super off-road vehicle, which was on purpose. We just need something that's not trying to be like a sports car, I think. Yeah, see, like, look at that. Perfect. It's fun watching the suspension just bounce as it goes over something like that, isn't it? Like, it's amazing how smooth the suspension actually keeps the car itself through that process. So over here we got another dirt road we could drive on, and if you wanted to, you could eventually get to that lighthouse out there, which we can sort of do. I'll get as close as I can. Kind of, well, I think, well, let's see, wait. Oh, we can keep going, I thought we were going to be stuck upside down. Not yet. We're almost there. We're going to touch it, actually. I thought we would get stuck. Come on. Let's go touch the lighthouse. I hit it. Yeah, I'm falling into the ocean. But I did touch the lighthouse. And I don't think there's any saving this car. It's gone. And now it's going to drown. Still has 50% left. Turn the engine off. Make sure it doesn't hydrolock. Oh, it still hydrolocks even when it's off. I thought the speed that it hydrolocked that was related to the RPMs of the engine and it wouldn't do that. Oh, it still does. Alright, we'll reset this thing. And actually, I want to go back to that same area, so let's go over the stairs one more time because it's kind of in the path and I don't think my vehicle will get severely damaged going over it as everything just starts to fall apart. I shouldn't have said anything. Like, if I just drove over it without mentioning that, we wouldn't have a scratch. Alright, it still seems drivable though, that's what's important. So over here, we have a giant ring, and if you try to stop, well, I got bad news for you. This place is made out of ice, so you're just gonna slide about. And you know what? It might be fun to do sometime is you bring the AI to here and have a destruction derby on ice. I haven't tried that yet, but it might be fun to do someday, but not right now because right now we're reviewing the map. So we'll go ahead and get out of there, and you've already seen the lighthouse, so no need to go in that direction. And instead, we could look at this area right here. So there's actually kind of like two roads here. There's an outer one and an inner one. We're going to start with the inner road, and then we'll do the outer one afterwards. There is a connection point between the two. We're not going to worry about that because if we do the outer and inner in sequence, we'll have driven pretty much everything there is. So here we got to go through the water, and thankfully with the Fire Chief, we have enough ground clearance for it to not really matter. You saw engine got a little bit of water in it, but it didn't hydrolock or anything like that, so we're good to go. So over here is the outer area. Well, the entrance to the outer area. You kind of saw this as we drove to the lighthouse. So this one has a bridge. Come on, why are you not steering? What was going on with my car? Something was not right with the steering on that thing. Like, it didn't go. That was weird. Yeah, like right there, it's fine, it feels like. I don't think it was the terrain. I just think something got damaged and I didn't notice it. Either way, though, fine to drive again. So let's go through the water in the weird way where you go through it with the clutch in so you keep the RPMs low so you don't drown the engine because that looked kind of deep. Up the really steep angle of the hill and then down it, and then we are through. I'm not going to exactly follow the course right there because the direction I want to go is this way. Ooh, stay up, car. I see you trying to tip. Don't do it. Don't do that to me. You gotta stay upright and keep on going. Although we do slow down a little bit through here because this looks a little difficult to be going too fast through, so we'll just cruise along. Actually, we're going 50 miles per hour. That's faster than I expected. I figured I was going about 30 through here. No, apparently Fire Chief is in a rush because there's a fire. See, this is what I was expecting. There we go, 30 miles per hour. Guess the other part just wasn't as steep as I thought it was. And if you rewind the video, right as we came over that hill, there's something weird where it looks like the building over there lit up or something. That was weird. I don't know if I was just seeing a reflection on my screen or what, but the timing was so close, I don't think it could have been that. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to the racetrack over here. Now, this is kind of like a rallycross track where you have a dirt road and a paved road, and they're like alternative paths that you could choose one to take. So for that kind of thing, we could use the Roamer, or we could use a rally car, which would be even more appropriate. So we'll get the rally version of the Bishu Pessima, if I can find it, and it's right there, basically right next to my cursor. And we'll do 2 laps of the place. One time where we only take the paved roads, and the other time where we take all of the optional dirt roads. So you can say like one of them's the Joker lap, and then the other one's a normal lap. So, normal lap. Coming through here. pretty decently. Trying to just stay on the road. Like, every time I try to drive fast, man, it's right on the edge of the road all the time. The center of the road, never used. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It could be a bad thing because I'm just all over the place and totally reckless, or it could be a good thing because I'm really pushing the car hard, and that's why I'm always at the edge of the road. Like right here, like right up on the edge. Two wheels still on the road, though. I just don't know which to think about it. I mean, it all comes down to, are you able to make a fast lap? Then you're a good driver. It doesn't matter how you do it as long as you do it. Unless you're like trying to conserve fuel or something like that because you're at lap 100 out of 120 laps, and it's like, I can make it those last 20 laps if I conserve my fuel or something. But then we're getting way too complicated for a WhyBeAre. WhyBeAre is just go fast. That's all I know. Conserve fuel, I don't even know that in real life. So there is one of the optional dirt roads, and we'll be seeing the other one in just a second if I can stay on the road. Ha! And I even broke a wheel axle, so even if it flips upright, that thing's not going anywhere. Man, how does that happen? Like, I feel like I'm just cornering real hard before I know it. Oh, hey, I'm upside down. That's not how that's supposed to go. Alright, so this time, up on the dirt road. A little bit of a shortcut right there because the dirt kind of pushed me. Just the angle of the dirt was a little bit hard to follow with this car, but close enough. And then we are going to complete a lap if we continued along there, but you've already seen that, so let's go this way instead. Because there's some fun to have right here. So we'll save that spot, and then we're going to floor it. Go as fast as we possibly can, because we got a bunch of jumps over here. We're going to start with the one that's just kind of a middle of the road height. Well, actually, if we want to be the real middle, we'll hit both of those at once and get a nice spiral going. That is actually a really good spiral. Finally, my years of football have paid off. Getting those beautiful spirals in the air and completely destroying cars. So I'll bring it back up here, and then let's get something really fast. Like, let's see if we could totally overshoot the goal just because we can. So we'll go with the drag version of the Moonhawk, and this car was rolling forward that whole time I was talking, so we're going to back it up a little bit for max speed. We'll just start right about there because I think the transition could be too rough if I start any farther back. Alright, looking good. 150 miles per hour, and we are going to way overshoot everything. We're going straight into the water, and I don't even know if we'll hit the ground once we hit the water. Ha! We went past the ground. Alright. Let's do that again. This time we're going to hit the big jump, though, and we're going to go a little bit slower so I have a little bit more accuracy in my direction. So big jump, and then let's see what this does. This one should actually hit the rocks from a huge speed. And it just gets stuck in there, basically. It just hit so hard, it just crumpled into the rocks. Alright. And we're not going to be doing any more jumps here, so we can go ahead and swap the car out for something different. So how about we go with an Ibishu Corvette, and we'll grab a fancy one from a mod. We'll get a racing version. Probably pretty similar to the stock racing version, but it has crazy colors on it that are a little bit more interesting to look at. So let's go around this corner. Oh goodness, way too fast through there. Barely staying off the cliff. Almost just fell there. Can we get this thing up to 100 miles per hour? Let's see. 100! Alright, slow it way down because we gotta go over a speed bump. Because me in real life, if I see a speed bump, we slow down. Like, this is me in real life when I see a speed bump. No, maybe not even that fast. It's like, there we go. That second wheel was a little bit closer. I mean, if they didn't want me to slow down so much, they shouldn't have put a speed bump. If I see a speed bump, we going like 1.5 miles per hour as we go over that thing. So I'm going to bring this car out to right here, and then we're going to do a quick 180 with it and save this spot right here. Then we're going to go forward and hit that ramp you probably saw. Should have a decent amount of speed as we hit it. Yep, looking like 70 plus miles per hour. This is kind of a cool one because it really locks you into the cliff. And if you get the right angle, you could bounce down it pretty well, and it looks like we have that angle. Perfect. And we just watch the fireball car as it rolls down for quite a while. Can it still drive at all? No way, right? Okay, just wanted to make sure. And then we're going to drive straight through the town because there's a road that goes straight through the town. And it feels like it's kind of like an S-curve to this thing. So you're going left, then you're going right, and then you're going to go left again, and then eventually I think we might go right one more time. I don't know. That's just what it feels like. I never looked at it from above, so I can't say that for certain. But it really does feel like it, doesn't it? Like, look at this. Can we hit these or do we drive through them? Oh, we hit them. I wasn't sure about that. It took my car a second to realize, oh wait, I just crashed. Let me figure out what gear I'm supposed to be in. So there is where we actually enter the town. So we're going to go ahead and go through this road again and then up out of the town to the next area. So over here we have a rally area. And we don't have a rally car, so let's go ahead and grab one real quickly. We'll go with the same one we used earlier, so the Bishu Pessima rally version. And yes, there are other rally cars, but this one is my favorite by far. Just something about the way it does everything. It feels like it's perfectly suited for rallying. Like it slides just the right amount. It copes with the bumps perfectly. Like look at that. Super smooth, even though we were going through this crazy rough terrain at a stupid angle. Just a really good rally car as I totally fall off the road. You know, I'm complimenting the car, still can't stay on the road. That is all driver error. I also like how they have those little checkpoint markers on this area too. It just adds a little bit more of a, oh yeah, this is a rally race feel to it. As for whether or not you can crash into those, I try to demonstrate it right there that you can go straight through them. Demonstrate that one more time. You can go straight through those. I know the rally thing is saying go to the left. We're going to go to the right real quickly though because there is an arena in here and we can just drive through that real quickly. If you ask me, this would be pretty cool to have on a rally race. You have to drive around the circle of the arena without going too far on the outside. That'd be fun to watch. And then you pop back out. Of course, you would end up crashing into the other cars that are entering there if your paces are not in sync or in sync, depending on how you look at it. So you wouldn't want to do that. No, goodness, wheel axle broken. Can't steer. I just cut that corner a little too tight. That's actually kind of a shame because I was like, oh, that's a clean entrance. And then before you know it, nope, the car's broke. So you see the arrows telling you to go this way to continue the rally. So we'll do just that. Slowing it up just a little bit as we go over these bumps. Try to drive at a reasonable rate of speed without falling off the track this time. And another wheel axle broken. Okay, I like the way this car drives, but man, it just feels a little too fragile for rallying because that wasn't that big of a jump. Like that seemed more of a kind of jump that a rally car would be able to handle, doesn't it? I don't know. We'll finish it even with a broken axle. I don't care. I got 3 more wheels that'll all listen to me. Enough. That's a tricycle of a car. If I was a pigeon, I would be fully functional. Although climbing up that hill is a little awkward feeling. I worry going through these corners though. You notice I'm going much slower once the wheel broke because I know I can't steer as good. But there we go. There's the finish. And just for a little bit of fun, pop this thing up into the air and back onto that rallycross track. Now we're going to do a little bit of more serious off-roading to finish things off. So we need a real off-roady car. So I'm going to just go with the D35 Beast, which is basically my go-to off-road vehicle. And then we can climb that wall because I'm in the Beast. I feel like nothing can stop me when I'm in this thing purely based on the name. Like they could call the Covet Beast Edition and then I would be like, oh yeah, I could go over any course with this, no problem. So we're on the kind of easy area of the off-road where we could do this with any vehicle. But if you go over here where it looks like this, it gets a little bit more difficult and a vehicle like the Beast is a big help. So we can go over these bumps, you know, lose all the extra accessories that are attached to the Beast because those are just adding weight. And by the end of this, we'll have a lean and mean Beast. Actually, they're not falling off anymore. Gotta go a little bit more aggressive, I guess. And all that has happened is I've opened up the hood. That's not exactly a useless accessory. I was thinking more like the bumpers and the things for your feet, the extra mirrors, the lights on top, those things. Either way, though, cruising through here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't want to go too fast through here. Okay, the problem is this thing is top heavy, so it'd be really easy just to fall in that water. Thankfully, able to make it through. Oh, radiator damage, though. I'll show you radiator damage. Come on. Go fast. All right, let's just go crazy fast to the rest of this. I don't even care kind of speeds, you know? Oh, that's drive shaft broken. Well, that was I don't even care kind of speeds, I guess. Can we make it up this if we're a little bit slower, or is that actually kind of difficult? Let's see here. Come on. Alright, that is a little bit difficult even for the Beast, unfortunately, so we're going to do a little bit of a detour. just because I don't know how the beast could do that. We might need something like the pig to actually get over that. Something where you don't have the bumper crashing into the first container, or the second container. Whichever one it was crashing into. I wasn't paying that close of attention, to be honest with you. We got more containers up here, alright. Dumb strategy engage. Go as fast as you can and hope it works. Hey! It worked! Oh goodness, oh goodness. Oh goodness, it worked until I fell onto my side. Ooh, put that hole there. Like, that is a hole made for beasts, where you just slide right into that super easy. I don't like that hole. Alright, we're gonna roll, aren't we? We're gonna roll, we're gonna roll, we're gonna roll. You know, let's just let it go down the hill where I don't roll it over. There we go. And I can get up this hill, no problem. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then boom, we're back at where we started, basically. And that'll pretty much do it for this map. We're gonna go ahead and finish up by driving along this road, but there's not too much to say about it. It is a little bit bumpy and can cause some chaos when you're in the beast, apparently. I didn't expect it to be that difficult. Alright, so let's try to wreck this thing. We're gonna go fast over the bridge and then maybe slide it or something. Come on. Well, we flipped it over at least. Let's go and reset that. And then continue along this road a little bit more with no care at all. Like, you could tell the whole time I've been doing this off-road section, I'm just like, go fast and see what happens. Because it's kind of interesting when you do that, you know? Instead of having all this strategy and planning, just let it crash. You know what? We haven't had that many crashes recently, so let it crash. Let it fly, and until next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya. And I'll also give you an overview of the map from above. Just because I always do that. Well, I try to always do it because I like being able to see a map from above like this. There we go. Alright, see you guys.